We bring you the top innovative retail solutions, the winners of our online contest, in which we invited entries on innovative solutions for retail environments. And if you want to know what they sent in, this is what the winners have to say. So, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome our panelists, our winners onto stage. First up, we welcome Carl Nerona, Strategy Head, Retail Experience Stories. Can we please have Carl join us? He's going to speak for exactly 5 minutes. And we're going to follow that up with the next two presenters.
Hello. Good evening. Thank you very much all for being here. My name is Carl, and I'm the Strategy Head of Retail Experience Stories, RES. I just want to thank the panel before this year because they really laid a very beautiful ground for what we're going to be doing, and they really set the context. So I'm really excited about this, and since I have 5 minutes, I'm going to make this real good for you all. Okay? So the entry that we sent in was actually a concept that we did for Lakme, Lakme makeup actually. As RES, what we find is that we had two powerful insights. Number one is that new design cannot solve old marketing problems alone. So design is not the solution to a marketing problem. Unless a brand moves from a very tactile or a transactional relationship with their customers to an emotional relationship with their customers, that's the only time they can actually deliver ongoing value, which means that the area of the experience is where they actually need to make an impact. That's where they need to make a difference. Now, the experience doesn't really come out of the head of experience, retail experience designers like us. They actually come out of the emotional connect or the emotional equity that each and every customer actually has about a particular brand. So when we chose Lakme, we essentially researched a couple of people in the arena of makeup. Now, Lakme basically has two categories. One is the makeup. The other one is skincare products. Now, makeup basically is focused more on the younger people. Skincare products is focused more on the older people. Makeup is the higher turnover to Lakme in terms of volume. Skincare products is the lower turnover in terms of volume. And when we researched the respondents of that, we found that the first thing we actually examined is what is called as emotional territory. Yeah? Now, emotional territory is it's basically true across the categories. So all the brands like Lakme and MAC and everybody, L'Oreal, everybody basically falls into this. And what is the emotional territory? What is the emotional movers of this particular brand? Number one is that people, women wear makeup for a couple of reasons. Number one, they want to look good. Second, they want to look different. Third, they want to stand out. Fourth, and this is where there was what we call as an emotional hurdle that actually cropped up, that they want a particular look, but they don't have the time to get that look. You know, there's too much of rush. They are really in time for work. They're very rushed. Even if they're going for a party, they're very rushed. So the hurdle is essentially, how do I get the look without spending too much of time? And this is basically what we found was basically a barrier to the entire purchase of more of the category products. In terms of a tectonic shift, what we also found is that the category of people we are speaking to, they have actually moved from need-based into a want-based society. So when they basically moved onto wants, emotional needs is basically what really stands out in the entire thing. And customers today expect more from brands than they did in the past. And they're basically striving for emotional meaning. So if brands can actually strike the emotional chord in customers rather than the transactional chord, then they have a better chance of succeeding in the long run of delivering ongoing value to the brands. Yeah? Which means that the brands are basically challenged to be more meaningful to people in their lives, which means that they need to leverage emotional truths, and they essentially use this to link what is already present in the mind of the consumer with what they're offering and what the future can actually hold for the consumer based on use of the particular product. In terms of makeup, so there's basically a huge search for meaning online. When we went to YouTube and things like that, we found that in the category called makeup, the makeup tutorials actually formed the biggest viewership. So there was the largest viewership for makeup tutorials as against any other form of product content that's actually online in the space. Vloggers, people who basically write blogs on makeup, our people are really in demand. They have like millions of followers all over the world. So this generation, so essentially the millennial and generation Y, are basically the biggest searchers for meaning online, and they essentially want to have solutions to these entire problems. So what we did is essentially, we designed an experience. So it essentially, if you look at the screen, it's basically a kiosk. If it's an FSU, where there's a tab basically embedded in that particular place out there. And this was supposed to be placed in makeup salons. This was supposed to be placed in high traffic areas, and it had a digital screen. Now we all know how digital screens are basically magnets for our eyes. Anywhere there's a digital screen, your eye will focus whether you want to be there or not. We find ourselves looking into other people's WhatsApp messages. We find ourselves looking into what movies other people are seeing, whether we like it or not, and that's the reality. So whenever there's a screen anywhere in the environment, our eyes will automatically be drawn to the screen, and that's what we did. What we did on the screen is we basically had get the look, get the screen, and get the deal. So when people tapped get the look, what they found is that they could basically surf all the looks. Once they tapped on a look, there's basically a video or a text running that shows you how to get that look using the following products. So it shows you how easy it is. Once you go through that, you essentially have two choices. You get a price off. You can have a free makeup. The makeup is basically behind that entire FSU out there. You can actually see there's a demo person who demonstrates and shows you how easily the makeup is. If you choose to basically get a price off, you can enter your name, you can enter your mobile number, and you basically get an SMS coupon where you can actually get a price off basically with the text code at the nearest salon. Now you also basically have data. You have data which you can then do one-on-one marketing. You can do conversational marketing. You can do social media marketing with this. So this is essentially the innovation that we basically came up with and we presented to the brand. And we're currently waiting to see how the entire thing actually operates. But we found that we can actually embed physical with digital and actually contribute tremendously towards the experience of a brand. Yeah? Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, one of our top innovative retail solutions, Mr. Carl Nerona there from Retail Experience Stories. Please